where MAGA comes to talk, and I'm just heading out to get coffee, then back to the studio, and I'll be live on the morning show in an hour, taking live calls. But it's really amazing, this Zohran, whatever his name is, in New York City. I have been following campaigns for every type of office for years and years and years. I don't think I've seen a Democrat fall as fast as Zohran. I was talking last week, his victory in the primary over Cuomo was luck. They had low voter turnout, just 9%. Nobody knew anything about him. No one heard of him, and no one was paying attention, and he was under the radar. And he became a media sensation right away, and people in New York were panicked. Can't let this guy turn New York City into London, the whole thing. Plus, he's a communist, admittedly. So, Meet the Press actually did something that they don't usually do. They brought down a Democrat. And today on the morning show, in an hour, I want to go through some of the highlights from this Meet the Press interview that are the end of Zohran's campaign. They really, Meet the Press got into all of it. I mean, he is done. Done. He came out against, we shouldn't have billionaires. He wouldn't condemn Intifada against Israel. I mean, he would have been, that would have been a great interview on Al Jazeera, right, in the Middle East, but not on NBC News's Meet the Press in the United States. So Zohran is done. Now, that doesn't mean we just give up and assume he's going to lose. They're going to have to make a decision on who's going to be the candidate. I mean, we can't have Adams and Cuomo splitting the vote. So something's got to be worked out with those guys. But that interview that Zorro did on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker was just career ending. And, this guy, he thinks he's so slick, and he's not. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. He is, his campaign it's over. And that was not an accident, what Meet the Press did. Meet the Press brought him on to tear him down. And they didn't want him to gain any momentum, and he obviously didn't. Welcome from Australia. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe. Captain Beefheart says Alligator Alcatraz was great. Yeah, oh man, what a drive that was. Oh my goodness. Yeah, have you guys seen my Alligator Alcatraz video? I mean, my goodness, that was so far. If I would have known how far it was, I probably would have gone on Sunday instead of Saturday, because I didn't leave my house until 2:30 in the afternoon, and it was pretty far. I just because that road to Alligator, there's no lights on that road. There's no street lights on the side of the road, so I would not have wanted to be out there in the dark. No way, because you can't see. It's just a sea of darkness. That is not a safe road to drive on at night. I was shocked that there were no lights on that road. I couldn't believe it. The road's almost 100 years old. There's no lights on it. Yeah, it'll be 100 years old in just a couple years. It doesn't matter how old he is, if he's 33. No, he's young, and you could tell that he's young. And he just thinks he's slick. And he is the opposite of slick. He's a typical Gen Z. Is he Gen Z at 33? Would that be Gen Z? Whether he's borderline or not, he's a typical man of his age who, the participation trophy generation, who thinks every time he uses potty, he's made some great accomplishment. And I don't know how aware he is of how much damage he did to himself on Meet the Press yesterday. That was a brutal interview. I'm going to go through it and break it down. Gen Z's 25. I don't know about that. Is it when does millennial end? If he was born, if he's 33, is that millennial? Yeah, millennial Z. Millennial Z. They got too many freaking labels. How about get off the couch, stop gaming on Twitch, and start working and stop worrying about all these titles of your generation. Oh, Donald Trump, he told Maria Bartiromo he's a communist. I mean, he just came out and said it. Not going to let this guy be mayor. And it's an interesting thing because this is one of the first nonpartisan things I think we've had in a long time in this country. There's so few things that are nonpartisan, and this is one of them. Hold on, I got to put my seatbelt on and we'll start our drive to the coffee shop. All right, dark MAGA mode engaged. There'll be some light in a moment. But, yeah, I'm glad because, you know, that guy becoming mayor of New York is bad news. I mean, Hillary Clinton would be a better mayor. Maybe Hillary Clinton will come out of the, wherever she hangs out at and decide that she wants to be mayor. She's so desperate to get elected to something. But Hillary Clinton would be better than Zorro. Did you see President Trump is going to go to Alligator Alcatraz this week? Pretty cool. So I'm wondering when he lands, because he's going to fly in. So I'm curious as to whether or not the runway is big enough for Air Force One. If he brings the big Air Force One or the small Air Force One, or is he going to land in Miami and fly on Marine One, the helicopter, to get there? That's, you know, the Miami airport is really close. Because when I was leaving, the planes circle just east of, well, not just east. I don't know, maybe when planes land at Miami International Airport, they circle about 20 to 30 miles east of Alligator Alcatraz to begin their approach over the Everglades. So any plane crash in Miami over the years happened about 20 to 30 miles east of Alligator Alcatraz, but I'm not sure if the runway is big enough for Air Force One, but he may be able to bring the smaller Air Force One and land there. But if not, the Miami airport's not too far. He could fly into Miami and take Marine One. But Air Force One touching down there would be pretty cool. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'm just getting coffee, and then I'm going to go back to the studio. Oops. That's my rapid radio. I hit the buttons. A lot of people have asked me about my walkie-talkie. You know, it's a rapid radio, and they're not a sponsor. And my wife and I got these rapid radios, I don't know, a month or so ago. And the reason we got them is, like, when they work worldwide. So when I go on our MAGA cruise, I wanted to be able to stay in touch with her a little easier. You know, when I'm in the islands and everything. And that's why I got it. And when I got down there to Alligator Alcatraz, I had no cell signal. Which it tells you on iMaps. When you put in the directions, it says that you won't have cell signal there. So but still, I thought, of course they'll have cell signal. And they didn't. And the rapid radio worked. It was amazing. I was in shock, and it worked perfectly. So that was a definite good purchase. I mentioned it because they're not a sponsor, and a lot of people have been asking me about them. The orange cover, they have different covers you can buy. You don't need a cover, they're black. But we got covers so we could tell our radios apart at home. So I got orange and my wife has a pink cover. They should put all prisons out in the middle of nowhere like that. $2.59 a gallon over here. Awesome. Nice little drop in the gas price. All right. Dark MAGA mode disengaged. Yeah, but Zohran he's done. That when I go through that interview, you'll see. I mean, it's over. It's over for him. Yes, welcome everyone. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. So I'm going to lead with President Trump and Zohran on Meet the Press. That's the lead story I'll be talking about today. But I'll be taking your calls on it. When I go through the clips from the interview, you'll be like, "Oh my goodness, how did this guy do this to himself?" I mean, it was just a devastating interview. Why would you deport the president? Making America great again is a deportable offense to you? Oh, did you see that Canada caved? You know, they put in this digital tax they were putting in. Trump walked away from the trade negotiations and they immediately caved. And President Trump came up with this incredible plan that just is the best. He was talking about the trade negotiations. So he's done negotiating. So Canada caved, but what Trump is, he told